Hello everyone, GameGoddessFee here. Alright, happy Thursday you guys. We are back with more Ace Attorney, Justice for All. And I have Pluminator.
Whoa.
Alright, so we're going to do this final trial day of the final episode for Ace Attorney, Justice for All. I hope you all enjoy. We're going to see what's going to happen. Yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen, so let's go. All right, so I have episode. Episode 4, Farewell My Turnabout, Part 4-2 Trial. Okay, let's go.
It's over.
It's over.
It's over.
What do you mean over? What are we doing?
Oh wait, I never turned off the game.
March 23rd, 2:35 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Is this what we did already?
Nah, it's still going on. Yeah.
Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
What's wrong with Edgeworth? I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth?
It looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impact's suicide note.
Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that this suicide note is a forgery. What?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This note was not written by Miss Impacts herself. It is a fake. Picking up your mic. Wait, let me go back.
Order. Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impacts, then who wrote it?
We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corda. Mr. Corda?
Well. It looks like Miss Impacts never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about Ungard.
However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Ungard could not have known that, and so the facts remain unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had tried to possess it.
That does sound very plausible.
This theory that Ungard had no idea that the suicide note was a fake. Something seems a little wrong with it.
What?
You gotta present evidence.
Hold on. What do I present?
The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. I say contradicts. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. Ungard to not have known it was a fake.
What they want me to do? What? Then it's impossible for Mr. Ungard to not know it was a fake.
I don't know.
What is going on? Hold on. We just started the thing.
Started the trial.
Come on now. Why y'all doing stuff to me now?
The defense is ready. How did he not know it was a fake? I just sat down. I guess the spy camera.
What is this little item called again?
A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but
Oh, that's right. A camera. You kids and your fancy toys nowadays.
Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. Ongard knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim. Isn't that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. Ongard would have known that the victim had forged the note. Ugh!
So then, the defendant knew this suicide note was a fake? And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way.
Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Ongard's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air. I can't read this for a second. But Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Ongard monitored Mr. Corridor 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the notes in place of Mr. Ongard didn't know of.
What's up, Game Queen 81? What's going on tonight?
Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place?
Order, order, order. Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave.
As I figured.
Huh? As you figured?
As I figured, it came down to this after all.
Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense.
When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Ongard's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle.
Well, I agree with you there.
Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time.
Oh, well, that's fine.
However, this witness is a little unusual.
Who is it?
Edgeworth stuttering? This is not like him at all.
Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth?
This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of, who was it that hired Shelley the killer to commit murder? That's impossible! Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty!
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness?
It's...
Yes, go on. Who is it?
The man himself. Mr. Shelley the killer.
Oh, Mr. the killer? Wait, Shelley the killer? You mean the killer? I mean the assassin?
Yes, Your Honor.
He's coming here? To the witness stand?
Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission.
Well, Mr. Wright?
Yes?
Is this alright with you?
Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor.
I wonder if it really is alright to do this.
Very well then, the prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? Now then, witness. Your name and your occupation, please. Very good, sir. My name is Shelley the Killer, and I'm a professional assassin.
I say, what is going on here?
Your Honor?
How can you remain so calm, and what is the meaning of this two-way radio?
Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to this court. So this must be what that urgent phone call he got earlier was about.
Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. the Killer himself.
Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are in fact Shelly the Killer. I understand. Please wait a second.
I'm so hungry.
Maya!
Maya, a voice, Mr. Wright? Can you confirm anything from this?
The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelly the Killer.
It looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so...
Now then, witness. There is one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be? At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corda, is that correct? It is as you say, I did indeed kill Mr. Corda. Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well.
This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it. A bad dream.
Shelly the Killer. What's he gonna say?
Witness testimony about my client.
There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. If it is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client.
Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us.
While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief.
You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. Cross-examination about my client. There is something I must first state.
Hold it.
Right.
We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please just tell us your clients? I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means? Sorry, go on.
Well, it appears this one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright.
That's only because you don't know about Maya's situation.
To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself.
The trust between you and your client? I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome.
And that is why you are testifying in this manner?
This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me. But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust? If it has never happened before, but if it ever did, yes, that person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly...
That's enough. Please, no more. The police should be tracing this call, right? Okay?
No, they promised they wouldn't do it. They're men of their word.
Please. Please. Look, he would have been caught mid-sentence.
Very well, it was only hypothetical anyway.
And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand.
That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of the prescribed role.
Their role?
This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven.
You... Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty?
To the gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, but would you care to die?
No, I didn't say anything. He's not scared to judge.
The judge had better watch himself.
It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my clients.
We understand, so please tell us the name of your client. I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do. Ugh, that's egomaniac. What?
Egomanic cold.
What kind of junk feelings? That egomaniac he can give whatever. It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you. Somehow, that coming from an assassin makes it less comforting. I don't really care about all this extra fluff. Just tell us the name already.
Patience, try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and close to you, so you're going to have to work to get him to talk.
I'm not his therapist, you know.
There is something I must first state. Is it,
Yeah, so...
that to an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on the witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Let me see. I think it's a contradiction somewhere.
Nope. I think it's another one of those where you gotta press them again.
On which statement?
Do all of them again. I'm just kidding now. Can't do this one again. The trust between you and your client. I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. These are the roles and duties of an assassin and his client are to carry out. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules. A person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can portray this person? I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck, an assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic?
Nope.
This case just keeps getting better and better. You can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think. Really. In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear, and you value trust all... Oh my god. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready. Excellent.
And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand.
That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role.
Their role? We already read this.
This person tried. Yeah, I read it. Hey, Judge, I'm gonna come up to your crib, so shut up.
I didn't say nothing. Look. Okay. Now then, I do believe it's about time I revealed the name of my client. Don't you agree? What is it?
Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness. What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corda? That person's name is...
Phoenix holding them spiky head.
Adrian Andrews. Wow! Witness! That's not who you told me it was earlier. Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews. What?
Why they got that thing sitting up there like that?
This can't be! On the phone earlier. What's going on here?
I guess it's that Mr. Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back.
Stabbed Edgeworth in the back?
I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. The Killer told him a different name, Matt Ungord, perhaps.
I knew it! This is outrageous! I was deceived! This witness is telling a very serious fib!
But you were the one who summoned this witness.
You sure he's a killer? My testimony is the truth.
It is Ungord. He just said that, I don't know why he want to get on the witness stand, but anyway, he told that to Edgeworth.
The defendant at the moment is Matt Ongord, am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal.
Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this.
Yeah.
The prosecution has failed to provide a motive, and it has instead provided this suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. The Killer's client, who requested the murder, was not the defendant at all.
No.
With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt Ungord is innocent.
It's all, well, we won. I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict.
Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews immediately. But now, with the way this is going, Ungord will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya.
Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is fibbing. And Ongord, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this?
Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant?
Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley the killer is certainly fibbing under oath.
It wasn't me. That's what's her face?
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now, it was all a big fib.
Miss Andrews.
The suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Ron's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me, it was a horrible, horrible fib. But Mr. The Killer himself has testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. And there is quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button, donning the nickel samurai's costume. But that's... You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste's impacts was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reason to want them both dead. No, Mr. Wright? You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please, help me.
Yes, I know the truth.
Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions.
I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do?
You got to,
You can get a bad ending here if you want.
You got to extend the trial out, Phoenix.
The miracle never happened. Again, the miracle never happened.
Request the verdict. Request the trial continue.
The miracle never happened. Oh, the miracle never happened.
Gumshoe got in an accident. What you mean the miracle never happened?
The miracle never happened.
That they saved Maya?
You know what Phoenix would do.
He'll save Maya?
No.
He won't. Nah, because he won't.
He a goody two shoes.
He won't let that lady go down guilty for that. Request the verdict. Nah. Request the trial to continue. That's Phoenix answer. That's what I believe.
What did you do? What would you do? If it was me, what would you do?
You would request the what? If it was you,
Yep. If you was in Phoenix's shoes, yeah, I was kidding out. What would you do?
I request the trial to continue.
Okay, let's go.
I don't want to frame nobody. And
Yeah, that's messed up, bro. I'd just be kidnapped. Okay, let's go.
Two wrongs don't make a right. Let me see. What is it?
Request the trial continue.
Phoenix.
I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept the not guilty.
You are a lawyer.
I know. But Matt Ongood is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I'm no better than Ongood. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it's because of Ezra that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Ongood convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust. I never thought about it until now. I trust him?
Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please.
The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. the Killer.
Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright?
Right.
But that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done.
I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' fibs and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor.
Mm.
There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur.
Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. the Killer.
Right away, Your Honor. Will the miracle happen? Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done?
But what shall we have him testify about?
Mr. the Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court?
Witness testimony about my client, part 2.
As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corder was dead.
Juan?
I said what?
Mm-hmm.
But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules.
This is a most unexpected turn of events for the fit time now. However, this time everything has finally been revealed.
Just a second, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
We still have the cross-examination to do.
But you don't need to question testimony like this, do you, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here.
Right. What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then
I'll expose the fibs in that oh so beneficial testimony, I suppose.
I don't understand what's going on anymore.
That makes two of us.
Cross-examination about my client, part 2. As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. What is it, Mr. Wright?
If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicious on his end. But I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit. Yes. How much is your fee? I see you are also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial. No! I'm not thinking of hiring...
Mr. Wright!
Yes?
You want to kill me? You want me dead, don't you?
What? Why would you think something like that, Your Honor?
Guilty, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You are hereby declared guilty.
Witness, let's continue. Why did you disclose the name of your client? They're your only client, are they not?
One thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime.
I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job. Ah, yeah. Well, a change in occupation might be good for you. However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party. That goes without saying, Mr. the Killer. Their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away from their guilt.
My client did it to frame another for the crime.
Are you talking about the button in the knife? Yes, and my business card. Oh, this card. So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible.
You try to make things easy?
My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service. He's pretty devoted to his work. But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook. It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here.
While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene.
So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing? This is correct. Usually, most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest your plan for your alibi too. No! I already told you! I have no intention of using your services! Ever! Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here?
Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that one corridor was dead.
Oh, she did. From the very beginning? That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. I wonder if that's really true. That's odd. Doing that right now.
But even more appalling is the creation and planning of the knife and button.
So why do you think your client did that? What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. And why would someone who has requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway?
That is true.
I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. On Guard. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? Sadly, that is not possible. Huh? My job is to kill, that is all, and to leave my business card behind naturally. The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall.
The act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules.
And that's all you have to say? Oh wait, no. And that's all you have to testify? Yes, and I pray that I will never be called to the stand again. Again? As in you plan to continue? I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the fourth successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney? Excuse me? No, I'm fine, really.
Are you really now?
I wonder what kind of man a judge thinks I am now.
What are you going to do now, Phoenix?
Take that job, of course. All I can do now is expose the fibs.
That's true. However, you realize that will be very bad for our client, right?
I'm so confused. But the one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. Yeah, I already know.
No.
Edgeworth, no too. We're looking at you. What? Figure it out. It's so easy.
Let me see. Well, I pretend to be the first person. Okay, you think it was from this statement Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning? Let me see.
One hint. One hint.
Go ahead.
It's on this page.
This right here? This wine glass found next to the victim. She knew from this?
If she knew,
I don't know.
it's right there.
This wine glass.
What's the reason?
Well, she found it next to the victim. It's filled with, it got her fingerprints on it.
If she knew he was dead and that she hired him,
She wouldn't have her fingerprints on it.
thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. the Killer. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corda had been murdered.
But how? How do you know that?
From this wine glass, Your Honor.
The glass?
Mr. the Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Corda had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim.
But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan?
That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would have never left their fingerprints behind.
I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? I'm afraid you are mistaken. Adrian Andrews really is your client as you claim. Then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Corda's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all! Yeah, I was laughing when I see it. How strange.
Yes?
Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation?
Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble.
Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Sorry.
Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you.
Anyway, I am positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now, I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here. I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items.
Witness testimony request taken.
This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory and I believe I have made no mistakes. You made no mistakes.
So you physically met your client, huh?
That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Cross-examination request taking. This request came to me, about a week ago.
1 week ago? Are you sure? Yes, I'm quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations. And I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind. Please, stop. In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind. A specific date and time? It was... Oh wait, you agree.
It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony.
Did you ask why on that specific night? No. I try to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request. But as for why, I only had my suspicions. Your suspicions, huh?
Phoenix ain't gonna let it go. Press further.
So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? I'm sure it was all for the bear. The bear? My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in one corner of this room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me. You must be talking about this bear puzzle. Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to the hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference after all. That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was. I see.
Well, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now of any importance? No, it wasn't.
Nah, not for real. I mean, not for real.
It was very important.
I guess, yeah. The testimony just now has made one thing clear. And that is... the client knew the secret of the bear figure. Reen. Reen. Huh? Why is everyone so quiet? Oh, wait, we already knew that.
Mr. Wright, I think all of us already knew that.
Oh, really? Witness, please continue with your testimony.
That was wrong.
Yeah, everyone already knew it because it says it on the bear.
We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few things. So I should do that right?
No. No, go back.
Go back where?
Wait, you confused me. Go to the next statement after that one we just did.
We met at a bar?
No, wait, go all the way over it. Alright, we pressed like 2, right?
This boy got me and
You don't confuse me!
I was saying, should I go back over that one?
No, don't go back over it because it's wrong.
Hold on.
Alright, go all the way back to the first statement. Alright, now right. Right again. Did we do this one?
We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters.
Did we do that one?
That is what occurred.
Okay.
I think it was on this one.
Yeah, that one. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that? What was with that brief pause? Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. And I've never taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak with the client while looking them in the eye.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
Describe her. You can describe it.
Huh?
It was important.
It was very important.
Yeah. Of course, it was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. the Killer had met his client before the murder, then it is unlikely he is mistaken.
So you're saying that his client really was Adrian Andrews?
I guess so. You see, it's just as I said. I'm so lost. Who am I supposed to be helping here?
Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax. Now then, would the witness please continue? That is what occurred. I trust my memory. I believe I have no mistakes.
So your client was Adrian Andrews? That is oh yeah, I messed up. That is correct. Well, he says the two of them met. But if they did, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with the killer's testimony. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything strange this time around.
You have to draw more information from him, but you can't draw his suspicion. If you can do that, you should be able to find a flaw in his testimony somewhere.
Talk about a delicate balance.
This request came to me about a week ago. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. We already said all this, didn't we?
Oh, a second, go back. This one.
Press further.
Yeah.
Witness,
look at my finger. Oh wait, you can't.
I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that? It's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of importance?
No.
It was not important.
Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my question. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I've already told you, Mr. Rice, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him.
Ooh. He done told off on his own self.
He was a very nice gentleman. He had brown hair. And he pulled out a cup out of nowhere. I didn't know where he got it. That's when I thought, I can trust this person as a client.
Right, him. It's true what they are saying about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of importance?
It was very important.
Look, Edgeworth's supposed to be raising that objection, no?
Objection, what you just said? If I heard what I think I heard just now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance.
Huh? Really?
If that's the case, witness, please include the test statement just now in your testimony. Very well. From the moment I saw him, I thought I can trust this person as a client.
And then he repeated it.
From the moment I saw him.
Really, dude? Hold on, that's what the trust.
But as we now know, that was not how it turned out, correct? What do you mean? Adrian Andrews turned out to be a client who couldn't stick to the rules, right? Well, yes. I suppose you are correct.
Hmm.
So I would like to check one last time. Are you sure your testimony is accurate? You already know. Present the attorney's badge.
Should I do I present him or her?
Yes, you present your attorney's badge. Click the R button.
Come on now.
Click it.
Come on now. Stop playing.
What you mean? I'll
Stop
tell
playing.
you. I'll tell you what to do. Attorney's badge.
Oop. See, you play too much.
This is your fault. You got the controller. Alright, go over that statement. Right. Attorney's badge.
Her pick.
You skip the attorney's badge.
I don't want to hear nothing about no attorney's badge. Let me see.
I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at the bar and took the request at that time? Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelly the Killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews! Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up. About her. So what is the issue? What did you say just now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman! No! I broke it.
Yeah, broke the whole thing. Order. In the court, Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
This witness testified to the following. That he always meets face to face with his clients when taking their request.
But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person?
Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly the point. That means Mr. the Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews.
What is that coming out of there? Oh, is that all?
It's sweating.
Mr. Edward, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake?
I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor.
Her name?
Yes, Adrian Andrews is without a doubt a very androgynous name.
Yes, I see.
Unluckily for Mr. the Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so, he simply picked the wrong gender to go with.
What? What is going on?
It's over.
Shelly the Killer. This court demands an explanation.
I think somehow I must have mixed up my clients with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more.
Why thing?
I know he's just gonna spit out some more lie.
I got the thing sweating like that. Spitting out all very well, but this time, please give us the truth and nothing but the truth. Witness testimony, request taken part 2.
Yes, now remember, I took that request by mail. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of Juan Corda and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man.
So you took this job through a letter?
He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he is definitely fibbing.
Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us.
I know. I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it.
Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. Cross-examination, request taken, part 2.
You think you'll win that fight?
Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yes, now I remember I took that request by mail.
But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible. But didn't you meet your client this time? No, I did not.
He said they met at a restaurant. In a bar or something, he said.
Oh, he was joking. Oh, come now. Let's stop with this game of cat and mouse. Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me. Alright then, just cough it up and confess!
Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindless yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. the Killer met with his client? Do I have proof? That bear? No, hold on.
No.
The bear wasn't.
No.
Hold on. We met when they hold on. I don't.
Yeah, I don't think you do. Because the bird don't have fingerprints saying, "Oh, it's the killer."
No, we don't have evidence.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I don't have any proof.
I see. Then your line of questioning was just another waste of time?
Sadly for us, Your Honor, that is the nature of right and wrong. Really?
There have been times when I took a job without having met my client.
And why could you not meet certain clients? Recently, I've been receiving more requests. If I met each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities. I would say business. Business opportunities.
No nice business opportunities?
On top of which, the times have changed. It is now the age of information and computers, correct? Well, I have joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail.
Electronic mail? Do you have to mail that in person in insulated envelopes?
I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. What I meant by electronic mail is what commonly referred to as email.
There needs to be more arrests than
You can't arrest him.
email.
In a contest of mimicry, the judge would beat a parrot hands down.
They can't find where he at.
Anyway, so you took this job without having met your client, and...
The request was for the murder of one corridor and 2 or 3 other small things.
2 or 3 other things? Yes. And what were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It'd be real bad if I pushed his buttons the wrong way and he got mad and came here and killed the judge and me. More specifically, the judge.
Let me see. I guess let it go?
It's okay. Android will block the punches.
Press further.
Whether or not they're related to this case is not for the court to decide.
Why you say not?
Wait, I said, oh, that's not what he said. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes? Everything I've said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client. Which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own clients? That's... I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one... Wait! Uh-oh, this is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. Alright, I have to think. Is this worth pursuing?
All these people hiring an assassin. Oh. Yeah, and where are the I guess they don't tell who all been murdered. I don't know. Why
Yo, if all you need to do is kill somebody and leave the court, then they don't know it's you.
What should we do? Let it go?
Phoenix gonna let it go? He doesn't watch Frozen.
Whatever. Press further.
Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what the other jobs your client requested were. If it is truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine? After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where's that figurine? It was inside Mr. Corder's suitcase. And then, what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client? Interesting.
This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony.
As you wish. One of these was to find the bear figurine and give it to Adrian Andrews.
What's that?
I found this figurine at Mr. Onguard's mansion. If you gave it to Miss Andrews, then what was it doing there? I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan to frame Mr. Onguard, I'm sure.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems with this piece of testimony? There was a contradiction or no objections?
I don't know.
You said we might get a bad ending, dude.
I think that's only for a few, like, certain statements where they pause the trial. So the killer says he gave this figurine to Miss Andrews. But I know somewhere in that statement there's a contradiction. And yet, I know that if I present something trivial here,
he will cut the connection on his end. If you want to make a strong point, Phoenix, you have to present strong evidence.
She's right. So now what, Dr. Wright? Dr. Wright! Save the game! Dr. Wright!
What you mean, Dr. Wright?
That's what he called himself.
I forgot what we were pressing them on. What? I forgot what we were doing. What is they trying to prove now?
They gave the figure to Mrs. Adrian Andrews.
Sent this bear, I guess?
Yeah, I guess. Go back. Witness, let's go over this one more time. You gave Miss Andrews the bear figurine, and she told you to take the bear and wait for her at On-Guard Mansion. Is that correct? Yes. Where are you going with this? Well, I think maybe you might have remembered a few things incorrectly.
What?
This is a battle of wits. I can't let up on them. I don't think it's possible for Miss Andrews to have been the recipient of this bear. Recipient. Recipient.
Recipient.
He already knew how to open it, so why would she give it back to him?
Right. So present it again?
Yep. I was messing with you. You got the bad ending. I'm just Shelly the killer. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. This item? I see where you're going. Yup, that's where I'm going.
Where is everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase? Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony.
And I was going to burn it for her sake.
If even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burnt it.
Phoenix, your client is innocent. Why is you still defending? Order. So that's where you two were going?
So by the very fact that the suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle.
Which means?
It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Agent Andrews to be the client. No!
Order.
Mr. Phoenix, right? I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's not. That's enough. If that is your intention, then there's only one thing for me to do. Wait, please! Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No, please! Not that! Please wait! Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end, and I may stay my hand. Otherwise... No!
What in the right are you? Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there is a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough?
Well, we should. Edgeworth, we can't do this! If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... The prosecution,
What has come over everyone? Even you are.
The prosecution, rest.
What is going around here?
The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor.
What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. the Killer's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelly the Killer's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
If I end the trial here right now, then your client, Matt Ungord, will be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews will be charged with murder.
Miss Andrews would be charged with murder?
The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt Ungord, to the stand. The items from the killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out.
I can't believe it.
The outcome now lies in your hands.
Dude, did the old guy finally decide?
To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent.
So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out.
Mr. Ungord?
What an atrocious lawyer I have, giving his own client up like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze stuff, it's just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life?
You better get Ungord a guilty sentence, okay?
But if I did that, Maya will die! But if I say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews will be charged as the murderer. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end! It all hinges on what I choose!
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Matt Ungord, is innocent.
There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is gonna say what I want, aren't you? Right. I can't do this. But I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt Ungord, is. This is where you can get the bad ending. This is where you can get the bad ending if you want. But we didn't save, so we can't even do it no more. Thanks.
Gosh.
Maya or Adrian? Choose.
Phoenix is a goody two shoes, you got so
When he wouldn't want to save his precious Maya?
he wouldn't want he'll feel guilty of sending that lady to jail.
That's exactly what happens in the bad ending.
If he say she's not guilty.
You wanna know? Well, we can't get it anymore since we didn't save. You want me to tell you what happens?
Listen, Game Queen 81 said listen to Maya.
Yeah, listen to Maya.
Listen to Maya.
Mm-hmm.
So he's guilty.
I'm glad we didn't save. I wanted to show y'all what the bad ending was.
Really?
Yes. Oh wait, I think we can still get it. No, I think we can still get it.
How?
If you mess up. Alright, you know what Phoenix would say though.
Guilty. Now I don't want to see no bad ending.
But it's cool, and it has special artwork.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Can I say it now?
Yeah, you can say it now. You can say that.
We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Van Ungard, your client deserves an answer.
Maya, I'm sorry. Matt Ungard is...
Where'd she come from with her bad arm?
Francisca von Karma? Oh, wait, I don't even think it mattered right there. Never mind.
What are you doing here? Ow! You see, now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off of that scruffy idiot.
Did you bring them? The final pieces. Do you have them?
You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. If Von Karma is perfect in every way, the evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy, he's fine and his injuries are minor. All of the items are inside this. What a filthy old coat this is.
That's gumshoes. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere.
I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in.
I fought long and hard this whole trial. All for what is inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence.
Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial.
What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence.
I suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please.
Safe.
Why?
You gonna get a one-hit KO. I will replay this whole thing. We being cowards, y'all.
These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police. He must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor, the killer left 3 pieces of evidence.
Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around, like a miracle. I'm sure of it.
That is all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol.
Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case?
No, he didn't use a pistol.
You can question either way, it doesn't matter.
Questions for more details?
Does that pistol have any relation to this case?
We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me.
That's the pistol that he used to shoot you, isn't it?
That's what I believe, yes.
Oh.
I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for the test.
So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Francisca. It's probably not going to help us very much. I'm surprised she didn't keep it on her shoulder.
Pistol added to the court record, a small caliber pistol that is thought to have been fired by the killer at Francisca. The second piece of evidence is this videotape.
I bet the killer took that from Argard Mansion.
Question for more details.
Have you checked the contents of that tape?
Unfortunately, there was no time to.
Oh yeah.
But I would speculate that this tape is very important. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it.
The killer went back for it?
That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Surely the killer is no ordinary man. Videotape added to the court record. One of the items retrieved, the killer wildly tried to recover it. Contents unknown. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform.
Is that a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel?
Question for more details.
Was that used during the crime?
I am almost certain it was. There is even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets.
There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder.
There is one thing I found interesting about this uniform.
And what is that?
There is a button missing on this uniform.
A button?
It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. Bellboy's uniform added to the court record. Worn by the killer on the night of the murder. One of its special buttons is missing. That is all I have to present, Your Honor. It's just as I thought.
And what is that, Your Honor?
I'm sure we were under normal I'm sure were we under normal circumstances, these items from Shelly the Killer hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing.
It is who is the client.
Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may now step down.
Wait, Your Honor! Please allow me to examine this new evidence.
Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict.
Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end?
Phoenix.
I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there?
I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now.
But no matter how you think about it, it's...
Try it. For my sake, just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us.
2?
The first. Make Encore wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict.
Huh?
The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Encore himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go.
That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible.
The second way, force the killer to end his contract with Encore. If the killer were to no longer think of Encore as his client, then he would let Maya go.
Mia, that's even more impossible. He is a man who values his duty towards his client above all else.
I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle.
The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence.
The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them.
I just turned you to you for a second.
Ah. Yes. Phoenix. Think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us?
The other side? Wait, does she mean... You mean to turn things around?
Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it?
The person who needs the evidence.
Is there, Edward? Defense, prosecution, and the judge. We have seen all the pieces of evidence. And that is how we have to know the truth. But there is one person who has yet to see them all. And that person does not know the truth. The killer? That's what Game Queen 81 said. The truth, it may be what will bring about the miracle in the end. What they talking about now? There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict.
Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids?
I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence.
I'm not saying it's us that needs the evidence, Your Honor.
Then you want to show the evidence to that person?
Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, for you to act with such passion, I will grant you one chance.
One chance?
Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person.
That's impossible. To turn the situation around in one try.
Did I say? One try. That is all I will permit.
I have to try to remember.
My goodness gracious.
Everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix. Think! There must be a way to save Maya while taking Encore down at the same time.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show evidence to?
Pearl Fay!
Nah, to him, man.
No. I know this. This is the one thing I cheated on in these entire game series. I'm not cheating this time though, baby.
Hold on. Adrian?
Nope. This is stupid. I don't even think his profile was here throughout the whole game.
Well, these were the only ones that's been here.
No.
What are you talking about?
What did the Game Queen just say? What did the Game Queen just say?
The killer. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Because all these other ones been here. It's the only one not never been here.
Exactly. I didn't even know it was there.
I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person.
I forgot.
What? The tape.
One second.
Cause he was recording, right?
We don't know the
Cause it will show the killer.
Wait, go back.
the crime.
Go back, go back, go back, go back.
Go back where?
Over. Go back.
Go back where?
That.
This?
No, that.
This?
Yes.
the tape Game Queen set to record the victim's room from 8 p.m. for 1 hour. That's running at time of murder. So Ungord was taping this. Ungord was recording, but the killer didn't know he was recording. Because he mentioned that it was for his security. He mentioned that he was just in case the killer turned on him. He had evidence to turn on him, right?
Mm-hmm. It could be this or the tape. I remember it being this, but I might be wrong.
I believe it's the tape. It could be both, but this is what he used to record. But the tape have the evidence that the killer did the murder.
All right, do the tape. 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 Come on.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think there's some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Oh yeah, you're right.
Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier.
All right. It looks like I managed to convince him. Okay, you was right. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence? Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard.
How can he see the tape?
Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client to not watch it. So I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you are on this tape. Me? There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene.
Right. Right, how can he see it? He's on the radio. You sure right about that, Game Queen 81?
Your actions were being recorded. What?
Is that true, Mr. Wright?
Who was it that planted the camera? Well, the only person who could have placed the camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally.
That was Adrian Andrews.
Be quiet and listen, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Why did Matt Arngard film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole thing. There's only one reason why a client would secretly film the crime scene. They
wanted blackmail on you.
Wanted to see Juan get his.
Wanted blackmail on you.
Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone. least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay, even blackmail him if I want. Your clients didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly the Killer? No! It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks that in plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes? You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target.
Uh-oh.
For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item.
I'm not an idol.
Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness! You gotta get his hands and knees playing.
This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I actually am I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness. And wow, Miss Montgomery, what did that?
She's always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict.
You probably still think he guilty. He innocent.
Mr. On Guard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You finally received the acquitter you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin that may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me! Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please.
Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright?
Hmm?
We have finally reached the end. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there is no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you.
Right, Chief.
Not guilty.
Not guilty, Your Honor. Forget Maya. I want my perfect victory streak, baby. Mad on guard. Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty? Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore! No! Guilty, 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 guilty!
See, I sketched his whole face up. As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth.
We? I don't remember you helping out much in this.
Mr. Edgeworth, Miss Matt Ungord.
I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration.
Incarceration.
That's it. I'm sure he's getting a full-course meal of whip leather right about now.
Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair.
She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me.
I don't care. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved.
Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile.
I am really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. It looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about, but everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned.
No guilty?
Right, he didn't even confirm him guilty. March 23rd, 5:14 p.m. District Court defended lobby number 3. You were great out there, Phoenix.
What I did out there was right, wasn't it?
This is the first time you not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting a not guilty, right?
Yes, I understand now.
Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moment before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final piece of evidence.
Are your lips not moving?
Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter.
I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice, or should I save my life? My client, Matt Ungord, is.
Is he guilty or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then, and your answer? Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you.
Right. Edgeworth, I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody.
Really?
There she is.
Look, Mia went away real fast.
He's like, well, peace. Pearl! Yes, she's quite safe. She is on her way here as we speak in a patrol car.
You did it! You really did, Mr. Nick!
Ow! She punches deceptively hard for a kid.
I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her.
Thanks.
Oh,
What's wrong?
it's fine, Karma.
About earlier. Thanks.
Ow! Why are you still smiling? Mr. Phoenix, right? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy?
I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma.
How dare you?
Don't worry. She may in time, after all. I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth? For my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. It felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened. So I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death.
His cases should be reviewed. I know that's right. Look, he did everything to get his guilty verdict. Look, all them prosecutors should be tested. Hers too in Germany. As well you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into the hole and die.
But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change.
What stupid nonsense.
We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well.
What? You trusted your enemy?
It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold in everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you.
The truth?
Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, right? That's why you couldn't forgive me, this man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night.
It's Mr. Edgeworth, right? Mr. Nick?
You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me all those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. Whatever. At least, that's what I told myself.
You pathetic idiot. I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. Yvonne Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being Yvonne Karma. Edgeworth wasn't Yvonne Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over.
Francisca, do something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. Oh wait, this issue. I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else.
She done dropped her whip. That Miss Von Karma's whip.
I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right? Okay.
Nick!
Maya!
Mr. Maya!
He's a man.
Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. You got Angor convicted like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me.
Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here.
Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and hunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly.
Is it really that easy to do something like that?
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Don't mention it.
Maya.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm relieved you're alright.
Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago.
They sound like me sometimes, Maya. All right. I think it's time we got out of this depressing place.
Huh? Where are we going?
Food. Nick, food. Grub. Child, I'm starved. I'm so hungry, even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick.
You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at least.
Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please.
If you insist.
Where your boy Gumshoe at?
Yeah.
Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint?
Don't be silly, Nick.
Huh?
This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. They are all getting on a bike.
They are getting on the Phoenix's bike. Come on, Edgeworth. I can have a court. No, you getting on the bike.
So I decided that we have to make it up by having another feast.
Another feast?
Come on, Nick. Food.
We going to McDonald's.
McDonald's drive-through.
On the bike.
March 23rd, 7:38 p.m. Gatewater Hotel lobby.
Hey, pal. Sorry to keep you guys waiting.
They took off his regular coat.
Gumshoe, are you alright?
Your eyes are...
Watering.
Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things.
You know, hit a telephone pole, really. But you was running red lights. How you hit a telephone pole?
It was that telephone pole that was in the first... Oh, wait, never mind.
Really?
It was a boom boom.
A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him.
You did it again, city boy. I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me. I ain't joking.
Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai.
Thanks.
Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Right too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it tonight even.
I'll keep that in mind.
Well, come on now. Everyone's gathered around. Y'all are gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer.
Looks like Lotta bought herself a new camera. Well, pal, at least we can put this horrible case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal.
Amen to that, pal. Amen.
You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, detective.
Huh? Me? You really think so?
He's right. If it wasn't for the three items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending.
Well, you know, it's... Oh, I'm saying... wait. That's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
What? 4?
Yeah, I'm sure I put one of those items in my coat pocket.
There's a 4th item?
Come on, y'all. It's over. But, ooh, boy, I tell ya, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh? Ha ha ha, you think?
Why does she look so happy about that?
But being shut away for 2 whole days. Aren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Mind's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway.
It sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. What is it, Edgeworth?
This thing is picking something up.
That's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Oh, thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me.
That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location.
Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do.
Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet.
And you've eaten way too much, you glutton.
I had fun tonight. Now if you'll excuse me.
Wait.
What?
I just want to say, thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there.
If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel.
Oh my goodness.
Here's my attorney's badge, Edgeworth.
Yeah,
Keep
you
it
can
for a
take
while.
that.
I just kidding. No,
You
no.
can take it.
It's still a little whip.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is it the rip? Give him this gun.
Here you go. You remember that? You remember when you talked about your father? You remember that gun? What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job.
It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mr. Yes, Pearlie? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. Pearlie,
Oh, wait.
would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me.
Anyway. So, who's paying for this lovely dinner party?
As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick.
Huh? Oh yeah, I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kinda already put your name on the bill. Huh? Huh?
Yeah, got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop, this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It'll better be anyhow for $3,000.
Huh? Huh? Huh?
Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all.
Huh? 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 Huh?
Isn't that great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick.
Why do I suddenly feel like screaming?
You always putting the bill on. You don't need to hold back now, you hear?
Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out.
Look, Edgeworth got out of the Dodge before all this. This is going to be the first time I heard you. Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostess and all.
All right then, if you say so. Objection. That's it.
All right, so that was justice for all, you all.
It's like Marvel. You get a post-credit scene in this one. Oh wait, we gotta go through
You
this.
really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. I'm so happy that you could save Mr. Meyer, Mr. Nick, and I'm so happy for the two of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made reservations for the two of you just in case.
You need some milk.
Go ahead, Pearls. Really, Pearls. Really.
Well, pal, it looks like I'm back on the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like, letting that one go is bad for all of society. I knew it! Crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal! Including telephone poles!
Yeah, this one, I didn't know what they was going on this case. What's she doing back here? I, Maggie Bird, am retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on.
Yes, she is.
And bring smiles and joy to people who come by the restaurant, sir. I hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright.
She gonna come back. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my goodness. He had to go through everybody that was in here. Oh my goodness.
Yes, are you here to visit a patient? I'm Dorothy Hardy. Recently, yes, that girl you know, I haven't seen her around. Yes, but I remember, if I even so laid an eye on her, crack her whip. It didn't matter if I got whipped though. Yes.
They could have kept Dr. Hottie out of here, or Dr. whatever his name is.
Director Hottie.
It's time to begin our quest to world circus domination, sweetie. And to let the world know we are serious, I plan to perform a
What do
fabulous.
you think that one looks like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk?
I think if there are any talking bunnies, even though they won't laugh at most jokes. Why did text go so fast?
You got to read fast.
Gotta go fast.
Here you go.
I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna be more contemporary with my humor. More chorus represent.
We've got a new act all worked out. Prepare for the Hallelujah chorus. Say something, will you? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it.
Oh, stop punching me. Stop punching me.
What's this? It's just an ordinary electronic razor. I can't believe this. Really? How long do they plan on making me do this? But it's Edgy Pooh's idea, so this means it must have been deep hidden secret. But why do I get to feeling they wouldn't forget about me, wouldn't they? It was never like this in old days. Everyone thought the world of me. Used to call me Queen Wendy. That's
You gotta read fast. You gotta read fast. Read fast.
Nah, she running off at the mouth. Oh, good.
Yo, you call me Sawabe?
Really? I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I really thankful to have met everyone.
You gonna be dependent again.
Killer.
It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. Visit www.killthemnow, and I'll be there.
Really? Kill them now, huh?
The killing time is now.
March 23rd, 9:42 p.m. International Departures, Gate 12. Who is this, Von Karma? Where are you going?
Where are you going, Francisca?
This is the H word.
Yeah.
How did you know I was here?
With this.
That's...
I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example.
That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going in the trash, I promise you that.
Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting.
When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
4 things?
It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket.
You put it in here? It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over.
What are you going to do now?
That's none of your business.
Are you running away?
Shut up. You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter.
Francisca.
So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what, And failure, such a thing, is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to.
You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be.
No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown away my whip.
Speaking of that, Rice gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip.
You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge.
I see.
You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today.
I believe you can, just like how Adrian Andrews did.
Adrian Andrews?
You were going to use her during that trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today, you chased after me after I left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma.
You're so silly. Really? Really, dude.
Nope, what you talking about?
I am Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now. So you had better prepare yourself, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. What's up with that music? She left?
He left. He took a mentor with her.
Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this fourth piece so I can give it to you when at last we meet again. What was the fourth piece? What in the world?
It's Maya Stride.
Nick.
And that was Justice for All.
Really? That wasn't even no evidence, was it?
It was his business card.
So what that would have had to do with anything?
Well, you want to read the ties to the next game?
Why would we do that?
I want you to see something.
When I
New game.
push.
New game. We ain't gonna do it tonight, but I want you to see it. Now play
Trials
this game.
Trials and Tribulations. This is the next game, you guys. Episode 1, Turnabout Memories. Is that Mia?
Guess who's gonna be the defense attorney?
Mia? Episode 2, The Stolen Turnabout.
No, stop right here. I don't want you to see him.
Episode 3, Recipe for Turnabout. Episode 4, Turnabout
Look at
Beginnings.
him.
Episode 5, Bridge to the Turnabout.
Well, yep, and that'll be the last game.
Okay, are you guys ready for these? Anyway.
Who's that in the corner right there?
Who is that? Is that her mother? I don't know.
Who's that?
Huh?
Who's that down there?
Look like Phoenix. Like Phoenix looking under her dress anyway.
What you talking about?
Maybe stop, y'all. Anyway. Well, we've been out here, what, 2 hours?
That was 2
21?
hours,
Yeah.
man. Ah.
Goodness gracious, that was a long case. But yeah, I appreciate you all for sticking with us tonight on this Thursday night. Hey, y'all, and guess what? I'm on vacation again.
On vacation, what?
So yeah, I won't be going back until, what's that, the 27th? Yeah, so yeah, that's the 27th. But I'll be on, I'll be back to work. But y'all got me to the 27th, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Oh yeah, and Mario RPG.
Come out tomorrow.
Of course it does. Okay.
No, it came out in 1990 something.
So yeah, we're gonna be doing that once it come out, and probably tomorrow night. That's why I wanted to get this all done. Terminator. So we're gonna be jamming that, and yeah, I hope y'all be with me tomorrow evening as we play that. And yeah, if you're watching, you're liking what you see. If you don't mind hitting that like button, also if you haven't subscribed yet, if you don't mind subscribing to the channel, I'd appreciate it. And yeah, I will talk to you all on the next one. You all have a wonderful rest of your evening, and good night. All right, thank you, Game Queen 81. You helped out a lot too. I appreciate you. Yeah, you gave me some of the things to think about. Yeah. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'll talk to you all later.